All right, guys. So sorry that we've had such a like super late start. Um, but this is how I normally have like at the beginning of every month. I always set up my birthday, my notebook, my journal. So my journal, like I have all my stickers. No, I just kept like it kept not letting you connect, but I need your birthday so I can confirm that it's you because you normally have something different. All right, thank you. All right. Um, so looking at this will give you guys an idea of what we're doing for the rest of the school year. All right, because we only have a month left. So this is our first week right here. Next week we have a test. So I'm giving you guys 2 days to choose to take your test, either on Monday or Tuesday. Whichever day you decide not to do the test, then that day will be a makeup day. So you guys just work on missing assignments. It is going to be a very easy week. And the reason for that is May is already a very like intense, like very draining month, just because we're doing so like it's the end of the school year. It is always very taxing on most people. Um, and since the fact that a lot of people are studying for finals, I want to make this as easy on you guys as possible. Does that mean that everything is like watered down or like I'm making it too easy? No, I'm just planning things out in a way where you guys will benefit the most. All right. So some of you guys have already gotten started on a couple of these like practice tests. These practice tests will help you guys out with your test that you'll take next week. But what I want to do is, I would rather you guys not do these by yourselves. I'd rather you guys do, if anything, if you guys are going to do one of these, I would do the Friday one versus Thursday. So it's practice test two versus one, because practice test two, I'm going to have you guys try that on your own. Um, so hey, Kevin M, can you put your birthday in the chat, please? And we're just talking right now about the and how the rest of the school year is going to look like. Um, so looking at this, you kind of can see like plan out everything. Your finals are going to be the 25th and the 27th. What I would strongly suggest on the 25th, I'm going to give you guys all of the class. As soon as you guys walk in, I'm not even asking for birthdays on that day. It is just going to be you guys going straight into taking your final. And during tutoring time, which is normally 12 to 1, I'm going to open up the test again during that time because that's tutoring time. Thank you. Um, and I'm allowing you guys to continue your test. You don't even have to come into Zoom. You just need to know between 12 and 1, you guys can open up your test again. And I'll send you guys a message letting you guys know that the final is open so that you guys can have an extra hour. And for most of you guys will only need the class time on Tuesday plus that extra hour to finish your test, and you don't have to come on Thursday. You just have to do an exit ticket on that day, and then you don't have to, and then you just have to do the exit tickets for the rest of the school year. So that's the nice thing about coming in, doing that extra hour of tutoring time is that you the rest of the school year is just exit tickets for you guys. Unless you're not happy with your grade, and then you guys would come into class to work on some of these missing assignments. Um, any questions on what the rest of the school year looks like? Okay. So where can you find that picture? You guys can find it under homeroom. It's that very first one, May schedule for the rest of the school year. What I want you guys to do is click on the weekly agenda. This is period 2. Oops. And then we are in week 8, so evaluations. So click on week 8. And we're doing Danganronpa theme. So this is week 8. Click on Monday. And for those of you guys who are asking me for a different countdown, The one in black is the traditional one that I had. That's every single day, weekends, holidays, all that. 17 is in red. Those are Zoom days. That doesn't include Wednesdays. That doesn't include holidays or weekends, just Zoom days from now until the end of the school year. That also includes that week of just exit tickets. It includes that as well. So 17 more Zoom days for all of your classes. Remember, there is tutoring today. All assignments are due today. You have your first test. You guys can pick either Monday or Tuesday to take it. You have a 2-day final. And then basically, if you're not happy with your grade the last week of school, then you guys can come in, do work on that. And then no school on May 28th. What I want you guys to do is click on week 8 notebook. We're going to do slides 1 to 3. So click on week 8 notebook, and we're going to open up our Classkick. Remember, you guys should be logging in, but I'm going to type in my name, Doc5. And this is what page 1 looks like. So all we have to do is drag these pieces from the bottom up to the top. Same thing on page 2. Drag the stuff up to the top. And then page 3 is a your turn. You guys will work on it. On your reflection, as we're doing it, if you guys learned something, put it here. Hey, I learned this. If you guys had a hard time with something, put it here. I had a hard time with this topic. I had a hard time understanding this. Put that in your reflections. We're only doing pages 1, 2, and 3. Please show your work. Do not just give me the answers. Show your work. And if this is too easy, work on that last page. And then your homework is identical to all of this. All right, give me a thumbs up if we are ready to move on. Clap if you guys need more time. Awesome, awesome. Most of you guys are like, yeah, let's just go. Go, go, go. All right. Okay, when it comes to this first slide, I will be honest, it's all vocabulary. So it's going to sound kind of weird and confusing, and it's just because that's kind of how it's just vocabulary and the definitions. And definitions always sound really complicated, but it's not complicated at all. So what are you going to be able to do? I can plug values into the equation to evaluate a function. It should say this and shouldn't be there. So plug in values into equations to evaluate functions. If you ever hear the word function notation, and some of you guys were asking me this whenever we were matching up our graphs last week, and you're like, hey, why does it have that f of x? Like, why does it have the f with the parentheses and the x? That's called a function notation. Basically, what all of this is saying, it's a simplified method to describe the function without having to say all this lengthy explanation. So the most common one that you guys see is f of x. You pronounce it f of x. That's how you pronounce it. If this was a number, then you would write f of whatever the number is. The x is replaced with a given value. Value meaning like a number. So value is basically a number. An example is f of 3. So just like you heard me, I said f of 3. You would replace all the x's in the equation with a 3. So examples of a function notation, most of you guys or all of you guys know y equals. We've been covering that forever. And not only this year, but you guys have seen it, I think, since 5th grade. So y equals, you guys have seen it forever. That's a function notation. The new one are these two, f of x, g of x. It could be your initials of x. It could be a heart of x. Whatever is right here, it doesn't matter. It's like a name. I'm just giving them a name. But ultimately, it doesn't matter what you have here. It's just a name. All right. Again, it's a simplified method of describing it. So like a name. So what we're going to do here, we're going to drag these pieces up. So I'm going to drag this piece up. I'm going to drag this piece up. I'm going to move all of these pieces up. And then I had Y, I had F, and I had G. So far it should look like this. Give me a thumbs up if we're good to move on. Clap if you guys need more time. Again, all we've learned is there's other things that we can write instead of just Y equals. We can do Y equals, or F of X, or G of X, or S of X, or D of X, or whatever. All right. So let's actually get into what we're learning today. So this should kind of look familiar. At the beginning, at the end of last semester that I saw you guys, like right before Christmas break, we talked about functions. And we talked about it being like a machine where I have an input, something going in, and then I have an output, something coming out, right? We're basically doing the same thing, only we're saying, okay, this 5 is our input. And we're going to input it into all of our x's. So it should look like this. F of 5 equals 3 times, and instead of the x, we're going to put in the 5. And then nothing will happen to that plus 4, so we're just bringing it down. We've done these before. You've done them for ages. We're now just giving it a name. This is called evaluating functions. All right, so they never called it like that before. We're just calling it like that now. So you've seen stuff like this before. We're just now giving it a name. So nothing is going to be done on the left side. All right. So actually, where is that? So I'm going to write, don't touch left side. All right, don't touch the left side. So this left side, don't touch it. The right side, that's where everything's going to be done. So the next piece, just solve it. What's 3 times 5? Anyone let me know? What's 3 times 5? And let me make it so that you guys can unmute yourselves.
15.
15. Super easy. So 3 times 5 is 15. Awesome. 15 plus 4? 19. That's it. So what is it? That's our output. What's our output? It's 19. What do you guys need to do for your work? Just this. That's the only work that you guys need to do. So if we came over here, the only piece that you guys need to work that you guys would do in all of these is just this box. But let's move this piece. That's an input. I have an output. I have 19. So far, that's what we have. So again, 5 goes in. It goes through the process. 3 times 5, 15. 15 plus 4, 19. That's what our answer is. Now we're going to do the exact same thing again, only now we have an exponent. And we deal with exponents differently than we deal with multiplying. All right, so the 5 is going to go in. That's our input. So we're going to rewrite all of this, only this time we're going to replace those x's with the 5. Remember, this is a multiplication symbol, so we don't replace that. Again, we are not touching the left side. We're only dealing with the right side. Now, question, am I doing 3 times 5, or am I doing 3 5 times? So is it A or B? 3 times 5, A, or 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3? Yeah, it's B. So make sure that you guys are doing that. It's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what this 5 means. All right, it doesn't mean 3 times 5. If you do that, it's going to give you a way different answer than this. All right, and what you do, again, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is, wait, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 27 times 3 is 81, 81 times 3 is 243. Really big numbers, guys. Now, can you use a calculator? Please use a calculator. Don't try and do this all by hand. Nothing is stopping you guys from using a calculator, but please use a calculator. Also, keep in mind, this 5 is a smaller size than 3. If you guys are typing this, make sure you guys add that caret or just draw yourself that 5. There were a couple of people who got questions like this wrong on their test or on their quiz yet last week because the X and the number were the same size, and you guys can't have the same size. So remember, if you're doing an exponent and you're typing, then just either draw the exponent or add that caret. And then let's finish this up. 4 times 243 is 972. So what is 972? That's our output. What's our output? 972. So let's move those pieces here. So 5 was our input. We inputted what? All of this equation. So 5 went inside. 5, the x turned into a 5. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives you 243, times 4 gives you 972. What is 972? That's our output. What's our output? 972. So let me, okay. If you guys are going to take a screenshot of that. Give me a thumbs up once you guys are ready. Clap if you guys need more time. Okay, I see those claps. How are we feeling right now? All right. Do we feel good? Clap if you have absolutely no idea what we just did, or any emoji if you're in between. Okay, in between. Some people feel good. Some people feel good. Lots, okay, lots of in betweens. I feel like with more practice, and we will definitely have more practice, you guys will get the hang of it. But it's just solving your equations. So step by step, again, highly recommend use your calculator to help you guys out with that. All right, let's move on to the next page. So we're going to be on page 2. And we're loading. There we go. So again, we're going to have one linear, one exponential, one linear, one exponential, one linear, one exponential. So all the G's are going to be linear. All the F's are going to be exponential. All right. And then all your pieces are down here at the bottom. All you're doing is just dragging them up to the top. I'm already going to drag some of these pieces up so I don't have to scroll too much. If you are understanding it and all of these pieces are easy for you to move, then move on to page 3. Maybe try it out and see if you guys understand it. Read that description because that's going to help you guys out in the next one. So anything to the 0 power will give you 1. You should have learned that in math in 8th grade. I'm not sure if you guys actually learned that or not. But we don't have the time to really go into all of that. So we're just letting you know, if you ever have any number to the 0 power, the answer to that is 1. So let's get started. So first we're going to start with the linear function. They're letting us know we have g of 0. So all we're doing is we're plugging in 0 into that x and 0 into that x. So our input looks like this. So g of 0, remember, nothing happens to this side. We're just going to keep writing it over and over and over again. Instead of an x, we're going to plug in a 0, and then everything else stays the same. Be careful with rewriting these, especially in the your turns. I had a lot of kids last period forget this negative or forget this negative or forget both negatives. So be careful as you're writing it. Double, triple check that you wrote it correctly. So 1/2 times 0. Well, anything times 0 gives me what? 0. 0 plus 9? 9. So what's my answer? That right there. 9. That's it. So all we're doing is just plugging in zeros. Zeros will be handled like this. Wherever you're going to multiply, that's going to go away. That's going to give you a 0. And then you're just adding anything that's added to it. So thumbs up. Do we understand this one? This one should have been an easy one. But if not, you know, we're all in different stages, so that's okay. So I would go down here, find that one. That's this one right here. And again, if you guys are ever wondering, wait, how did you get that or why do we do that? Please let me know so that I can help you guys. Again, we're going to substitute in 0 for x, 0 for x. Nothing happens to the left side, so we're just going to leave it like that. See how it stayed the same no matter what? So I'm just going to leave it. And remember, I wrote down anything to the 0 power will give me 1. So I have 1/2 to the 0. So just like we know 1/2 times 0 is 0, I need to remember that 1/2 to the 0 is going to give me 1. And this is just something that you need to memorize. You're going to be using it over and over and over again as the years go on. So it's just something to memorize it. And we'll work on it a lot more next year. We just don't have the time to really like dive deep. Again, that should have been taught last year. But if not, then we'll just keep working on it as the years go on. So any questions with 1/2 times 0? Are we good with that? Are we not good? Thumbs up, clap, anything in between? 1/2 or any number to the 0 power is always going to give you 1. Even if it's 1 billion to the 0, it's always going to give you 1. And then what's 1 times 9? Well, it's 9. Oops. And then that would be our answer. Are you done with your test? Oops.
Yes.
Oh, cool. All right. We just finished that first page, so you're actually coming in at a good time. I'll show you the first page here in a little bit. but we're on page 2, and we're about to do the 2 middle ones. All right. But you'll catch on to what we learned really quick. So what we're doing, we're taking this 5, and we're going to replace each one of these x's, because it's telling you to plug in our input. The input is 5. We're going to plug it into the x, and then just solve it from there. So it should look like this. G of 5, instead of the x, we're going to put in a 5 in parentheses, and then just solve it from there. Nothing happens to this left side. Just keep writing it over and over and over again until you're done with the equation. So what's 2 times 5? 2 times 5 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. So our answer, 20. So again, all you're doing is taking this 5, plugging it in for the x, and then just do orders of operation from there. So 2 times 5, 10. 10 plus 10, 20. Same thing will be done on the other one, our exponents. We're still substituting in our numbers for x. So our equation looks like this. F of 5, the 10 comes down, the 2 comes down, but instead of this x, our exponent is going to be 5. Now, remember, this 5, hold on one sec. So this 5, hey, Kimberly, we're in our notebook. We're on page 2, and we're on this question right here. So we're halfway through our notebook right now. But I'll show you all the slides, the one slide that you missed. So exponents, remember, we are not doing 2 times 5. What we are doing is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's what 2 to the 5th power means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 to the 5th power. Then we multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2, 32. And then remember, this means to multiply. So 10 times 32 is 320. So our answer is 320. So we come over here, we grab this piece and we move it up, and we grab that piece and move it up. So how are we feeling now? Feeling better? Thumbs up. Clap. No, I still don't get this. Or anywhere in between. Well, yeah, some of you guys just showed up. So of course you guys would feel a little bit on the in-between side, but you guys should shortly start feeling a lot better about it. All right, let's do the last one. So again, we're going to take that 4 and we're going to plug it into the x's. So our input should look like this. F, instead of the x, we put in a 4, equals 2 comes down. Remember, make sure that you're paying attention to signs. And instead of this x, we're going to plug in this 4, but we're going to put it in parentheses so that we can multiply it. What's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 gives me 8. Again, remember, we are not doing anything to the left side. Do not touch it. All you're doing is just keep bringing it down. On the right, again, we're still plugging in that 4 into our x's. So our input should look like this. F, instead of that x, we put a 4. Instead of this x, we put in a 4 as well. And what does that mean? It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2, 16. So again, all you're doing is taking this number and you're plugging it into the equation. So we come here and we drag those last two. All right. So the next thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to try out slide 3. I'm going to give you guys the length of a song to go over this. Remember your reflection. If there is a hard part that you don't understand, put it in here. Let me know what you guys were confused on so that I can, make sure to address that tomorrow. If you're finding this easy, again, let me know and tell me like what makes it easy. So get in your reflection, just let me know like what I can help you guys out with more so that I can help you guys out with tomorrow. Or no, I'm good. I got this. Everything's fine. This is easy. Why are we doing this? So I'm going to give you guys the length of a song. I'm actually going to pause the music or pause the music. All right. So I saw a lot of great stuff, guys. I'll be going back in and giving out extra points. So you guys will be seeing two types of stickers from me, just so that you guys know. You'll see one that looks like this, meaning that that was 100% correct. You'll see another one that looks like this, and that's going to let you guys know that you got credit for the entire page. If you do not see this one, then that means you will get like 5 points taken off from your notebook, which means that you probably forgot to do your reflection, or you didn't do all 3 of these, or you did 3 of these but you did not fix your answer. So some of you guys need to fix number 3 here in a second, but let's get started working on this one. So I'm gonna change to purple because I like purple. So I'm being told, okay, f of negative 12. So f of negative 12 equals what? Negative 2 times negative 12 minus 12. And for those of you guys who tried it, I saw all of you guys do this, which was great. All right, how do you multiply? Oh, what's 1 times 80 and then divided by 16, sorry. So basically it's 80 divided by 16. And we'll cover that in a second. So I'm going to put this. A negative times a negative. Some of you guys were not paying attention to your negatives. I did see that on a few of you guys. A negative times a negative gives me a positive. All right. And let me zoom in. So 2 times 12. 2 times 12 is 24. And then I bring down that 12. A positive 12 minus, a positive 24 minus 12. That's going to give me just a positive 12. Why is it positive? Because 24 is positive. 24 minus 12 is 12. So you guys should have gotten 12 for the first one, which the majority of you guys did get that. For number 2, we had g of 2 equals 5. I'm just going to put it in parentheses instead of using the star. Instead of this x, we're going to put in the small 2. What does that mean? It means I have 2 times 2. That's like the only time it actually really works. What's 2 times 2? Well, that's 4. So 5 times 4. Again, I think I want to put those in parentheses. And what do we get? 5 times 4 is 20. The one that mostly messed you guys up was this one, which makes sense because you guys are not used to fractions. But you guys could have used your trusty calculator to do that, and done the division part. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. That's the same thing as doing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. And then 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And then we're going to multiply 80 times 1 over 6, whoops, 1 over 16, which is the same thing as me saying 80 divided by 16. And 16 goes into 80 5 times. So my answer should have been 5. Again, your reflection should have been something of either something that was very difficult, so, or, just your feelings about something that you learned, something that's still too hard, whatever the case may be. Take a screenshot of that. So if you guys want to make sure that you guys got everything correct, you guys should see eventually at the end of the period, you guys will see 3 of these little thumbs up, and then you'll have me going, yay! And you only get this yay one once you guys give me a reflection. All right, give me a thumbs up once you guys are done with this page. Clap if you guys need more time. Okay, I see a clap. All right. So what are we going to do now? I'm going to show you guys your homework. So if we go back to the agenda, you guys will see that we do have a homework assignment. It's number 20. If we click on that assignment, and again, if you guys are in your, Google Classroom instead of your agenda, just scroll down. You'll have to click on view more maybe, and it's number 20 right above your notebook. But it'll look like this. I'm going to put in my initials just because I want, or not my initials, but just random letters. Now, notice here it does say do work on your separate sheet of paper. If you show me your work, I will add 1 extra point to whatever score you guys get. If you don't, then whatever score you guys get is the score that you guys get. Hit next, and all you're doing is exactly what you guys did for today's your turns. So we're going to plug in that 2 and for x and then solve it. All you're doing is just saying A, B, C, or D. Same thing on this one. You're plugging in that 3 in for the x, and then you have to multiply it by 7. This one and the next one go one step further. You're going to plug in that number into the x, do that for 3, multiply it, and then whatever your answer is, you're going to add it. So problems 3 and 4 are the same thing. Do this piece first, and then whatever you guys get, add 3. And the next one, I think you're adding 5. And then here, guys, if you ever want to fix a response, Remember, click on edit your responses and you guys can edit it that way. But that's it, guys. We're all done. It was a very quick and easy day. Your exit ticket isn't even out yet, so let me open that up and assign it. Is there any piece? If there's any piece that you guys need me to go over again, please put that into the chat. But other than that, take the time right now, do your exit ticket. Manny? Okay, good talk. So, do your exit ticket, work on your homework, and then do your reflection, and you'll be done for the day. Tomorrow, we'll finish off pages 4 and 5. Page 6, if you guys are working on missing assignments, page 6 would be a really great way of being able to just double check and get a review of everything. So page 6 is just a review. 5, 6, I didn't. Really? Because it showed that you didn't do it. So let me just double check. It might have been on my end that it was just being dumb. Because it showed that it was blank for yours. Oops, period 2. Yeah, it shows that it's blank. You're talking about the practice test, right? It shows blank on my end that you haven't started it. But other than that, guys, you're all set. Have a very good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey Doc, how was your weekend?
It was good. It's the beginning of the month, so I got to do all my journal, my new journal setup. So I was very excited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I had my first gig this weekend.
Oh, how'd it go?
It went really well. We got paid like 300 more for tip for new equipment.
Nice.
Pretty crazy.
Yay, money.
Not in for the money, but I mean, we can get better equipment
Experience, yeah.
now. Yeah. Okay, bye, Doc. See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye. No, it doesn't. It says practice test. It says hold on. It says that. It'll look like this. See how it's blank? See, now you're on there. Yeah, I had to change some of those names. So that's why like the numbering and some of that stuff. That's why the names don't match. But if you click on it, it'll send you there. I have no idea what work you did. Because if you click on this, it sends me to that. So it sends me to the right place. So I don't know what you worked on. So sorry, I don't know.